Hi everyone. So today I would like to share with you how I am practicing the mapping of the fretboard. So this is a super important topic because it is about knowing all the notes here on the fretboard. And this is like a giant step, right? But you need to start, and the more you do it over the time, you will get to know all the notes here. Either because you memorize them, if that works for you, or either because you have references, and then from the references you can quickly figure out where the notes that you are looking for is on the fretboard. So there are many ways, and there's no set in stone or right way of doing it. For me, what works well is this kind of exercise. And this is how I started to get to know better the notes here on the fretboard, and I would like to share that with you today. So the way I started is actually by practicing the major scale on all the open strings here, right? One thing that you may know already is that the major scale has a formula, right? The formula starts with the root note, and then you have two whole tones, a half tone, then another three whole tones, and then the half tone again to get to the root one octave higher, right? So it's always like that. And you can use that formula here in the open strings very easily. And then while you do that, you also start saying the name of the notes that you are playing. At the beginning this will be very hard, you'll have to do a lot of thinking, but over time you get a little bit better because you will memorize some of those notes very easily, right? So let's start with the open E here, for instance. If we start with the open E here, we can play the E, then we have this note here, which is one whole step above the E, and if we look at the fretboard, this is the F sharp, right? Because this is the E open string, then we have the F, and then F sharp, right? And then the next one is the G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, and so on and so forth. Right? If you move chromatically, meaning moving in half steps, you get those notes, right? But let's come back to the major formula. The major formula is not chromatic. The major formula has these whole steps and these half steps, okay? So let's do that here. So E, whole step, lands on the F sharp, then whole step, lands on the G sharp, then half step, lands on the A, then whole step, lands on the B, and then whole step again, lands on the C sharp, whole step again, lands on the D sharp, and then half step gets us back to the E, one octave higher, on the 12th fret, right? So if you practice that, you will know those notes. E, the F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Right? So you know these notes, okay? Now do the same process for the string A, the open string A, right? So A, B, right? So A, then you have B, then you have C sharp, then you have D, then you have E, you have F sharp, you have G sharp, and then you have A, right? So this will get you all the notes of the scale of A major. If you want to know the notes of the scale of E major, or A major, or D major, or G major, or B major, or A major again, you can practice and memorize all of them, or know how to figure out all of them with this kind of practice, right? And what I did as well was to write that down. I not only played the strings, but I also did a theoretical exercise, let's put it this way. So I printed a page, right, with an empty staff, and then I mapped, or I wrote the notes there. I wrote the tabs there as well, right? So while I was playing, I would do like, this is the open E, this is where it is, and then I will take a note, then I will play F sharp, this is F sharp, and this is where it looks like in the tab or in the staff, right? And this is also a helpful exercise because you kind of have to practice this in different ways. I think the more ways you practice, the more you will fixate this material on your head, let's put it this way. So practicing with the guitar, but also practicing without the guitar, or with the guitar and some piece of paper, will be super helpful. And I think this is because you are practicing slow again, right? So you are not rushing, you are understanding very well what is happening, where the notes are, how the notes sound. That's super important, right? So you are training your ear as well with this exercise. So I really recommend this exercise for everyone that wants to start mapping the fretboard. So forget about like practicing in circle of fours, circle of thieves, or whatever, that it's more complicated than that. So start with the very basic, know the basics, practice something that it's easy, something that it's basic, but will always give you more knowledge, will always develop skills that right now you don't have. With that foundation in place, then you can move to more advanced exercise. Different exercise that require this kind of foundation, but once you have this foundation, you will realize that understanding how to move to a circle of fourth or a circle of thieves, understand intervals, understand the octaves in the fretboard, understanding where key notes are. Sometimes you don't even need to know all the notes, but if you know that this is the note A, you know that this is also the note A, one octave higher. And if you know that this is note A, you know that this is note B, right? So if you have a reference, at least it makes a lot easier for you to find the notes that you are looking for. And you can do all of that with such a simple exercise. So my tip here in this short video today is, don't overcomplicate. Don't try to do exercises that are too complicated or require skills that you don't have yet. So practice the basic, practice the foundation every day, and this will be a much more safer and faster way to get you to the next level. So that's what I would like to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. I am new here on YouTube and I am sharing this, but I'm doing with a lot of care and a lot of will that you will make use of this material, and that this will be helpful for you as well. Okay? So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!